Okay, so one of the benefits to these Zoom meetings is that the classes can get recorded so that if somebody comes in late or is unable to attend, at least they can go and check the recordings, which I'll put on Canvas. One of the downsides to this method is I can't really see you guys. I see some of you in this, you have your video on, thank you, but you don't have to. So I really can't gauge if I'm connecting or, you know, you guys are falling asleep or, you know, so I prefer the face-to-face. One of the things about me, the way I teach, I've been told, and I agree, I'm very verbal. So a lot of the stuff I do, I talk about. So, and sometimes because I get excited and I like the subject and I'm kind of obviously familiar with it, I may speak too quickly. So I need your help to please raise your hand or say, hey, can you repeat that please? Or what did you mean with that? Or, you know, what's that word mean? Or, you know, if I'm using lingo,
I'm asking this nigga for sure. I don't care.
that you're not familiar with.
He looked like he looked like he will fuck around and play around with me.
Hey, Brandon, I can hear you. Please put the microphone off. Thank you.
Sorry about that, sir.
That's all right. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So I need your help to interrupt me. And I don't mind being interrupted, even though I kind of jumped at Brandon, but that was more the swear word than anything else. So, okay. Any questions for me before I start asking you guys questions? Anything you want to know about me or about this class?
We'll be doing in-person classes next week, right?
Yes. I mean, well, I'm assuming they don't change their mind, but right now the in-person classes are not allowed until February 7th. And so next week, Wednesday, I think is, what is that, February 9th? Yes, we'll be meeting in class at, can we make it 6:30? Is that okay?
That would be nice. I can do that.
Yeah. Everyone okay?
Yeah.
I see one thumbs up in general. I mean, it may give you another thumbs up. Thanks. May give you a chance to grab a bite to eat. I work at a bank, Citizens Business Bank. I mean, that's not an advertisement, but I'm just letting you know. So
would run longer, like 30 minutes longer.
no.
Cool.
Can I say hell no? Pardon the
Okay, because I was about to say.
and yeah. Great question. And it's all so my expletive just got recorded, just like Brandon's did. So sorry about that. But no. Yes, we'll start at 6:30 and we will not end. What's the time here? 9, right? No later than 9. Hopefully earlier. Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
And then again, it gives me time because I haven't, sometimes I have to be in Visalia. And so it's an hour drive. So it gives me time to get back here in time. Does that make sense? So, and here's another deal. So we're going to start at 6:30. Everyone's on that. I'll send an email. So those who don't know, aren't here will know. So I would ask you to please give me a maximum of 15 minutes of grace. Are you with me? If by any chance I'm not there within 15 minutes, you guys can go. Are you with me? With no penalty to anybody. Fair enough?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would appreciate you giving me, thank you, 15 minutes of grace. So that would be great. So 6:30 is the official class start time next Wednesday. Okay, any other questions for me? Or this course?
I think I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I know silence is kind of like, okay, what do we do with this? So I appreciate you speaking up. So I got a question for you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, like this is basically like the first day, like on the Zoom and everything.
It is.
Okay. And like with the assignments, are we gonna start having assignments and stuff?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give you assignments before the end of this class. Yes, sir. 2 of them.
I bet.
Also, I did want to mention that I looked over the syllabus and the dates are from fall, not for spring semester. So
I thought I updated that. All right. Really? Don't tell me
I can
that.
double check and let you know, but the
Yeah,
one that I
don't-
have was from fall.
Dude, well, it
Yeah,
was
mine
fall,
was
and
too.
no, you're.
Yeah,
I mean,
mine's
it
from
was
fall as well.
It is. Okay, hold on. Stock track spring. Where is it? Syllabus spring 2022, Wednesday.
All
Hold
the
on.
dates start in August and end in December of 21.
So, okay, so I have one that says Wednesdays, but maybe I saved it in the wrong folder. So thank you. Let me fix that right away. Save as.
So actually, if you go to the modules in
Yeah.
Canvas and you click not at the welcome course, but the chapter 1, if you click on the syllabus, the very first one for chapter 1, that has the spring dates, not the fall dates. So I think that's where the confusion is.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Let me know that I actually, hey, this is my problem, but I'll try to fix it. Give me just a second.
She's right.
Go
It is.
to-
It is.
Oh
right.
yeah, I see what you're talking about
No,
too.
yeah, it's my
There's one
fault.
that
Let me
says fall
fix
and
it.
there's one that says
Let
spring.
me fix it. Let me fix it. Save. Come on. Save. Did it save? Okay. All right. So now let me go to Canvas. See, that's I need you guys to keep me honest. Let's see, where do we go? Go back. All right, go back, hold on, go in. All right, so where's the syllabus? Definitely get rid of that. Unpublish. Update. And then let's add a file. Create a file, choose a file. Open a file, add a file. A file says already exists, replace. Fine. Okay, so then what do? I guess now I publish it. Back to publish. Update. Okay, so do you mind, please, checking? Well, I mean, close the file that you opened on Canvas, if you don't mind. Close it and then reopen from Canvas. By the way, hold on. I see I got 2 syllabi here. Hold on. Let me get rid of the bad one. So it's under chapter 1. The first file under chapter 1 says syllabus finance 30 spring 2022 Wednesdays doc. Is that visible?
I'm not seeing it.
Neither am I.
I'm not seeing it either.
Under chapter 1?
Nah.
Nah. Okay.
Nah.
Hold on.
It was there, but now it's removed.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah,
saw it for a
but
second too.
No,
Yeah,
what
but
I
the
did is
fall-
what I did is whatever I did, I unpublished it and then I republished it. So hold on, let me get out. Let me get back in. And syllabus finance. Oh, now it's unpublished. Sorry about that. So let me publish it. Did it appear? Mine says published.
Yeah.
It did?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thanks. Do you mind opening it, please?
It opened for me and it does say spring 2022.
Okay, and then go to the last page of that document, please.
I'm on the last page. I see a schedule.
Okay, great. Yay. Okay, sorry about that confusion, but and this is a draft syllabus. They actually gave me a new format that I need to fill out, but I used the old format and updated the dates other than stock track. Okay, anyway, so this is draft, and I will update one before class next week. Fair enough. And the main purpose of this, I guess, is week 1, February 2nd, and to kind of give you an idea of the kind of things we're going to talk about in this class. So if you were to go to that last page where the schedule is, we're gonna do some, okay, don't get freaked out, but we're gonna do some finance math. My background, and again, I'm just TMI, I apologize, but well, I work in a bank, right? So I'm into finance and numbers. I mean, that's my comfort mode, to work with numbers. And so I'm going to teach you, though, how to use a financial calculator, which is like the coolest thing. And I'll teach you how to, if you apply for a mortgage, how to figure out what your monthly payments are. If you're putting money aside on a regular basis, I'll help you figure out what it all will add up to over a period of time. You can use it for all kinds of cool things. So those are just 2 examples, right? So I'm going to go over teaching you financial calculator. We're going to use Excel. So if you're not used to that, I highly encourage you to download Office 365. You're able to access that free as a student at Fresno State. You do not have to pay for that. And Office 365 has a Word, Word doc, the word processor, and Excel is the spreadsheet. Now, I guess you can use Google Docs, and Google has spreadsheets too, but if you don't mind using Excel, it has a ton of extra functions and abilities that I don't believe that Google Sheets does. So, okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to use a financial calculator. We're gonna use Excel. So I'm gonna teach you some basics of Excel. We're gonna talk about managing money. We're gonna talk about investments. We're gonna talk about loans, mortgages, car loans. We're going to talk about purchasing a house. We're going to talk about insurance. We're going to talk about retirement planning, estate planning, and those are the major topics of this class. Fair? Again, I apologize. I spoke too fast. So let me repeat that. And sorry for those who were, oh, boring. He's repeating himself. So, we're going to teach you how to use a financial calculator. We're going to, for some of you who are not familiar with spreadsheets, I'm going to introduce you to Excel. We're going to use it. We're going to talk about investments. We're going to talk about money management. We're going to talk about loans, mortgages, car loans, and to do mortgages or loans against homes. I'm going to talk a little about buying a house. Again, we're going to talk about investment stocks, mutual funds, bonds a little bit. We're going to talk about retirement planning and estate planning. Hopefully, I'll help you guys build up a huge estate, so you will need to do some planning. To me, again, forgive me, I get overexcited. So this course is 20% knowledge, and I'm going to give you the knowledge. 80% is application. You're going to have to put it to use. But if you put it to use, this course and what you will learn in it will change your life for the better, will make you help you become financially independent. And can I make you a promise? class, can I make you a promise? This is a promise from me. Within the first month of this class, so by first week of March, I will have taught you how to become a millionaire mathematically. No question. This is not get rich quick. This is not, a lunatic professor. I mean, I will mathematically teach you. I don't care what job you got, with all due respect. I mean, I do care. I hope you have a wonderful job that you enjoy, make lots of money, but any reasonable job, right, that you would get after graduating college, assuming you don't mess up your life with drugs or, become an alcoholic or, get imprisoned or any of that nonsense. Assuming you don't sabotage yourself, you will learn how to, without a question, become a millionaire. How's that as a promise?
I'm with it.
Beautiful.
Sounds good for me.
Wonderful.
All right.
I can just
So-
feel your excitement. It makes me excited.
Yeah, good. Hey, okay, in high school, I mean, what do I know? I'm 60, I'll be 64 this year, right? So it's been a while since I've been to high school. So I don't know what happens in high school. Actually, I have no idea. But in the past, I mean, okay, they teach you reading, writing, arithmetic, but did they talk to you about money management? No. Did they talk to you about, pardon me, sex? No. Did they talk to you about relationships and how to build those? No. Did they talk to you about conflict resolution? No. So all these things are the important things of life, right? Right? You got to know money and relationships and, right? I mean, it's kind of like, and they don't teach that. They got to leave it up to you. So here, I'm going to teach you about the money side. So I promise that's my goal. So by March 1st, you'll know if I'm a liar or not. Fair? There we
Sounds
go.
good.
All right. All right. So let me ask you a question. I've kind of given away what the course is about, but let me ask you a question, or ask you all a question, which is, I want to make sure that we set the right expectations and I kind of know what your focus is. So if each of you could, I'm going to put you on the spot but tell me, you guys signed up for this course, you're paying for this course, right? You're paying my salary. So I am your employee. Fair? I work for you. Yeah, I work for the university, but you're my customer. I work for you. And I need to know what your expectations of this course are. Is that okay? Kind of like, hey, why'd you sign up for this? What did you hope to gain? And do you mind sharing that with me? So I don't want to call out names. I mean, I guess I could. I see your names here, but I just want, give me some feedback. Brandon, go for it.
For me, I just feel like this class can help me figure out my money situation better. I had an experience where I had a good job. I still do have the good job, but I had money coming in, but then I spent it to a way where I wasn't gaining more than I was receiving basically from spending my money. So I feel like this class would just teach me how to stack money better. And
Brandon, you are in the right place. And I mean, hey, I can tell you that's a problem for all of us, because very intelligent people, yeah, like you guys, go and work for companies. And what's your job at the company? Is to make better products, right? And to try to convince people to buy them. Yes. So we're inundated with commercials. You need this. This will make your life more fun. Oh, come on. You deserve this. Right. So there's all these pressures to buy, right? And then, well, if you don't have a set of rules that you go by, for lack of a better term, or some standards or some goals, this is a better deal. If you don't have some goals where you can prioritize all these possible ways of spending money, right? And if you're not focused on building your wealth, then, hey, that sounds good. I'll have another Starbucks. Let's have one again. That was a great drink, or McDonald's. Yeah. They're open 24 hours. So, yay, 2:00 in the morning, let's go for it. I mean, so there's so many easy ways to spend money, right? So, so part of this course absolutely will help you focus on where your money is going. So then you can make a decision. Do I want to continue this behavior? Fair? So I can't tell you what to do, but I can give you the tools to help you make decisions that you believe are wise and for your own benefit. So I'll give you that. So great, Brandon. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else?
So this is my first finance course ever, and
Yay.
I'm not even a business major.
What's your
But-
major? Can I ask?
I'm in the nursing program here at State.
Oh, good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you. Thank you for doing that. Yes.
So what I'm really excited for, so my entire life, my mom told me, like, it's not how much money you make, it's how you spend it. So I don't want to.
It's not only how you spend it, but if you're in the get rich frame of mind, it's not what you make, it's what you keep.
Right.
Okay.
So truthfully,
Fair?
truthfully, I want to just graduate, and I don't want to work my entire life.
Okay.
You know, I want to invest money and know how to make good investments and just learn how to manage my money truthfully. And
That's
I don't know a
awesome.
thing about buying a house or retirement or state or things like that, but these are important life skills that I'm just really excited to learn about, so I can teach my parents and my family, like, hey, we can do
Oh,
this.
perfect. Yeah. In fact, I hope, when it clicks and you can see, whoa, this is kind of a cool thing. I hope you will share it with your friends and family and help them too. Thanks. So your name is Nellie?
Yeah, Nelly.
All right. Thanks, Nellie. Appreciate you sharing.
you.
It's great. Who else, please?
I feel like when you hear a lot about like finance and with, I don't know, like stocks or that, like with investing, and I know that there's ways that you can invest like long term and that are solid choices, and it's
Yeah.
really confusing to me. So I'm hoping that that gives a little bit of clarity like throughout this course on like, I don't know, mutual funds or things like that can help long term wise.
Good for you. Yeah, we're going to do that. Again, this is, investments is a huge subject, right, in and of itself. And there are lots of different ways to invest. And it can get confusing because everybody has their way, right? There is no one way. But I will definitely introduce you to investments, and we'll go over some ways that, again, from a statistical point of view, historical point of view, have proven to be successful. Are you with me? Over the last 90 years. Fair? So, so absolutely. And Lauren, thank you. I look forward to, and I'm learning, by the way. I know I'm the instructor here, but I learn things every day, right? And that's, I don't know, I love that. So I look forward to learning from you, as you, I don't know, come across something on Facebook, or you read something in the Wall Street Journal, or, some guy tells you, hey, you should invest in this. By the way, if somebody ever tells you that, the hackles on the back of your neck has to like rise. Snake oil. So be careful. But I'd love to hear about it. We can talk about it and laugh and have fun. Right? Good one. Good one. What else?
So I'm taking this class because I've always seen my mom like struggle financially and stuff, and I just wanted to learn how to be more financially secure. And like Nelly said, like I've never taken a financial class. I'm not even a business major. Like,
what are you? Are you nursing too? What are you?
No, I'm a biology major. I'm going to med school
Nice.
after this.
You're gonna what?
Med school after
Good
I
for
graduate
you.
here. So
Yes.
like I want to learn how to be more financially secure because that's a lot of debt that I'm going to be accumulating over the years. So
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Well, wonderful. That's a great goal. And yeah, that's great. Listen, when you're doing your medicine and you're learning your biology and blah, blah, focus on biochemistry, because we are all chemical reactions. So to the extent you know how foods get digested and interact and cells work and understand the biochemistry, you don't have to be a doctor. You really don't. But I mean, since you're studying biology, hey, I like, by the way, my major is physics. That's what I studied when I was in college, right? And as you can see, I am an extrovert, right? And I tend to temperamentally talk very confidently about things that I know nothing about. Are you with me? So I mean, whenever I say something, again, evaluate. Yes, I'm in a position of power. I'm the instructor. I've been, given the task of teaching you, blah, blah. But I'm just a human being. Are you with me? And I'll share my experiences. I'll share my knowledge. I'll explain the whys of, why I'm recommending certain things. But you need to make your own judgments. Are you okay with that? Okay. So anyway, knowing nothing, learn biochemistry. Anyway. Sorry about that.
I will do. I'll
Okay.
pay attention a lot more in that class now.
Awesome. Okay, who else? Orion, go for it.
Oh, okay. So I used to be really bad with money for a little bit. And I did this class not only because it will satisfy the general education, but it will also help me with what I do with my money. I've been stockpiling a lot of money for a while and been trying to learn about the stock market, but I'm scared of the risks. I've seen people lose thousands of dollars, and I've saved up quite a bit of money. So I don't want to lose it either. So I'm hoping this class at least teaches me how to do it carefully and in a way that will hopefully be to my best benefit. I understand there's still risk, but
Listen, I love what you're saying because, again, you're in the right place. You are in the right place. I will help you prioritize and put a plan together and deploy your assets. Absolutely. Perfect. Yep. Great. Who else? Anybody else?
I took this class because like the money, the things I invest my money in that I want to like see return and make me a profit, it's a lot harder. So I started getting into stocks to try and make money on the side. But I still want to learn more like financially so that I can grow my money to invest it into like a project that I want to do.
No, that's great. There again, like I said, I'll introduce you, but there are courses here at this university like Finance 128, which is just about investments, and even that's kind of basic. So there is a course. What's the number of that? So Dr. Chen, he's the chair of the Department of Finance and Business Law, teaches that course. And I don't know if it's Finance 123 or 27, I'm not sure, but in the 120s. And so the university has given him an endowment fund of a couple $1 million. I mean, so now this is real money. Are you with me? I mean, real money. And he has a class, and with that class, he decides, and the class helps him make recommendations, decides how to invest that couple $1 million. Fair? Now, we're not the only university that has a course like that and has an endowment like that. There are lots of universities throughout the United States that do that. And as it happens, they compete with each other. Okay? So 3 years ago, Dr. Chen here at Fresno State with the Fresno State Endowment won first place in the whole nation with regards to returns on that stock portfolio. So again, a lot of people just talk theory, yes, but Dr. Chen is genius, and he puts it in practice. And like I said, first place in the country, really. And the second year after that, he won second place, but that's just based on returns. And I'll teach you guys how to calculate returns, not hard, but I'll use the term for now. Returns on the investment. But there is a way, which I'll also teach you, is to combine returns with the risk you took to get those returns. Fair? So and that ratio, the risk and return ratio, he was #1 in the country again. So again, if you get a chance, I know not all of you business majors in finance, but those of you who are interested in that, and if you can make the time in your schedule prior to graduation to take a class with Dr. Chen, you know, I recommend it. He is, like I said before, I'm sorry, I repeat myself, he's a genius. He's the real thing. He's the real thing. I took a class with him, preparatory course for some exam I was taking. I like taking exams. I asked him about a Black-Scholes model, which is a way of calculating the value of options. Okay, we're not really going to talk about options, but anyway, and so it's kind of an involved formula. And, you know, I asked him the question, he derived the formula on the board in front of me. Like, instead of, well, let me look this up, you know, on the internet and tell you what the formula is, or let's, you know, go to the appendix in the textbook and here's the formula. Nah, he derived it on the board. I'm telling you, like, who does that? I was blown away. Really, really good stuff. So, okay, so that's my advertisement, endorsement for Dr. Chen. Good. What else? Oh, you even see some comments here. Hold on. Anyone else get a ad code with the book? I bought mine online, but I didn't see a section under the syllabus. Okay, yeah, let me get back to that. I haven't purchased, and that's the response. A good way to build a dividend growth portfolio. So yeah, Cody, that's kind of specific. I'm not sure we're going to get into that kind of detail in this class, but we'll see. Maybe I can spend a little bit of time on it, but I'm not sure if we'll have time to do that. So the book, let me digress a little bit. If you go to Canvas, and let me go to Canvas so I can look at what I'm talking about. Account, courses, finance, there we go, let's go there. All right, so on the, wait a minute, there we go. So on the left side, there is, you know, the top button is home. Hopefully you can see that. The next button on the left below it is called Wiley Course Resources. So the book that we're using, it's a Wiley plus e-textbook. So you get to, you know, launch it, so to speak, choose it, and they charge you, unless you drop this course, as part of your semester tuition. And so you can't buy this textbook secondhand, or, you know, it's just the only way you can do this course with this ebook. Fair? And what am I doing here? Accept, I guess. So, do you mind doing that? See if that works for you guys.
So
Sorry, if there was a question.
if we paid our tuition, we pay for it.
Pardon, one more time?
She said if we paid our tuition, so we paid for our book, or is it like an added cost?
No, it's an added cost. Sorry. Yeah. It's an added cost, and it'll be added to whatever, you know, the university charges you for other things when, you know, before the last day to drop this course. Does that make sense?
So is it similar to like the immediate access books?
Don't know. So it's an e-textbook. I don't know what immediate access book is. I apologize.
Like immediate access, they like add it to like your tuition tab too. It's like an extra charge afterwards.
Yes.
But you already have like access to the book even if you didn't pay for it yet.
Yes. No, I think you get certain number of, I don't know, maybe a week or 10 days or something free access to it, right? And then if you stay in the course, then you get billed. So yeah, it's an immediate access textbook, if that was your question.
Okay.
Professor, I think the last day is February 4th. So this Thursday or Friday, sorry.
So hold on.
last day to-
No, hold on. Let me double check that. I'm not saying you're wrong,
Mhm.
but let me double check that. So what I have, okay, so the last day to add without permission is the 2nd, which is today. So any of you want to add the class, if you're not already in the class, send it to me. I'll give you a permission code, no big deal. All right. The last day to drop online without permission is February the 15th. So you have a couple of weeks. And the last day to add with the permission and drop without getting an unauthorized withdrawal is the 16th. And the last day to drop for serious and compelling reasons, like, you basically have to bring some kind of a doctor's report or something, is the 20th of, of April. April 20th is the last day without serious and compelling reasons. February the 15th is the last day to drop without permission. And February 16th, the day after, is kind of weird. So the last day to add with permission or drop without getting a W, something like that. Is that different from what you're aware of, or am I repeating what you already know?
Oh no, I was just talking about the book. To opt out the book, so they don't, so you don't have to pay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went down another rabbit hole. I apologize. So tell me again, what's the last day to drop the book?
Yeah, the last day to opt out of the book, it's either Friday or Thursday. I'm not too sure.
Of this week?
Of this week, yes.
Well, that doesn't seem fair since this is the first time we had a class.
I ended up buying the book like on Amazon because I didn't want them charging my account. So.
Okay.
And there's like a 2-step on it. I just want to make sure if that ad code is something that we need. Like, are we going to do assignments like on that account with the ad code?
Well, theoretically, yes. Practically speaking, I don't know how to answer that. I'm sorry. I don't want you to buy the book again. So we'll work something out. We'll work something out. But I do want to use the homework assignments, some of them anyway, that are available through the e-textbook.
So we need to buy the book from Fresno State is what you're saying?
Not from, well, I don't know about Fresno. Yeah, from, in Canvas, through Canvas, you need to sign up for this Wiley Plus e-textbook. Are you with me? And you need to be able to access it and use it.
Gotcha.
You put that.
Oh, go ahead.
You put that on Canvas about the book, like where to purchase it at?
So on Canvas, so let me show you again. If you, I don't, can you see, are you able to log into Canvas right now, maybe?
You can share your screen.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Let me do that. Good job. Yes, I can. What can you see? Can you see anything?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Do you see my mouse moving around?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So I'm in Canvas. And on the left, and I'm in this course, right? Finance 3008. And on the left side, there's home. You see that? Where my mouse is pointing?
Yeah.
And then below it is called Wiley Course Resources. So I'm going to click on that. And this thing shows up, and it says underneath here launch. So I'm going to click launch. Of course, I've already done it, but I'm going to click it again. By the way, do you see the launch thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So now my screen went blank. Hold on. And there we go. Introduction to Personal Finance, Beginning Your Financial Journey. Grable and Palmer are the authors. And, you know, here, click on the left side to get more information. Let's see. Am I just slow or? So beginning your financial journey. There we go. Can you guys see this? This lady on a bicycle, on a scooter, right? Motorbike?
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Bless you for telling me to share my screen. Thank you.
You're welcome. I also have a quick question. I was just looking at the syllabus and it says that we don't have class on the 9th because it's Labor Day. That's not accurate,
Wait, hold on. hold on. So the 9th of, so we don't have class on the week of April the 10th. April 13th is spring day. Fair enough? I mean, spring day, excuse me, spring break. Fair? But other than spring break, we have classes every Wednesday. Even the very last week of semester, the last day of instruction happens to be a Wednesday. So that's May 11th. So now let me say that, and then let me see, where did I put, let me look at the syllabus now and see
yeah,
where
I'm on the syllabus and it says the last day is, the final exam is May 18th, and it says,
yep.
Okay, it says we don't have class on February 9th, and it says Labor Day.
So that's wrong.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so that's wrong. Let me fix that and upload that again.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, do you think that you'll will you be changing like all the assignments and events to like by our next class? Or is that going to be something that you maybe change along the semester, just out of curiosity for your teaching style?
Hold on, I was busy typing something, so that was probably an extremely well-worded question, but you know, sometimes I can't chew gum and go downstairs at the same time. So the syllabus is subject to change, but I really didn't hear can you repeat your question one more time?
It was mainly just about the assignments and events, since like I know the like there's like two assignments that they're also from the fall date wise. So I wanted to know if
so let me fix the syllabus. Is that okay? And
yeah,
get a better
perfect.
syllabus to you guys by next class. Is that all right? Please.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. And let me, what's that? Wednesday. Save, bear with me. So yeah, because that's like next week, and I don't want, we thank you for mentioning that mistake to me. So let me go back to, we're not sharing screen anymore, are we? No, okay. So let me go back to, uploading another file. Bear with me. Create a file. Choose a file. Oh, so obviously didn't save it in the right place. Go back to the drawing board. File, save as, browse. I want to go to the Seagate backup drive. Hold on. Downloads documents, CSUF. There we go. All right, one more time. There we go. All right. So I chose a file. Now I'm going to add the file. Okay, so we now have a Wednesday's B syllabus. And the only difference between Wednesday's B and the previous Wednesday without the B is that next week we have class. It doesn't say it's Labor Day. Fair? Okay. How else can I confuse you?
Can you pronounce your name?
Tourage. So that's like, it's kind of like entourage, but without the on.
Okay, and what's your last name?
Etizadi.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to pronounce your last name. So when you said something about confusing, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of confusing to me. So
Yeah, hey, I may be wrong, but I think I'm the only Tourage in all of California. There's a Taraji, an actress, I think, but
yeah, we know who she is.
there we go. But there's no Tourage. So and you can thank God for that.
I have another question. So
Yep.
as far as like assignments and submitting assignments and being assigned them, like I don't, as of now, I don't see like a spot on Canvas, like where to submit our assignments.
Ah, okay, good.
I have that same confusion too.
Good question. So it depends on the assignment. So I'm going to give you 2 assignments today to have done by next class. And when you bring it to class next time, bring a hard copy with you, or you can bring your computer and share it, or let me look at the screen and I'll review it. I'll spend about 20 minutes in class, or maybe a little bit plus minus, just looking at what you've done and giving you some pointers.
Sounds good.
So we don't have to worry about submitting things on Canvas,
Um,
depending on each assignment.
so it depends on the homework assignment. And sometimes I'm just going to ask you to email the assignment to me.
Okay,
Fair?
fair. So just kind of going with the flow of the semester and how you.
Yeah. Can you see I'm kind of going with the flow too, right? So I'm not very rigorous as far as do this first, do this second, do this third. So, I'm not that structured. So hopefully you can adapt to this somewhat unstructured approach.
Okay, yeah. I just we'll be okay.
Okay. And again, I'll update the syllabus before next week's class. Great questions, great comments. Anything else?
And I see we have exams. Are those exams going to be based off of our ratings?
So the exams are typically, again, don't freak out. They're typically math. I want to make sure you know how to use the math, the calculator and stuff that I'm going to teach you. And depending on how we go with the material, I may give it to you as a take home. Maybe, but don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
So they're typically about 25 questions. And they're mainly math.
Okay.
Problem solving. So yes, Anthony, we're going back to in-person next week. That's right. I was reading the messages, the chat side. Any other questions? Let me go back to my question. Anybody else want to let me know? We've had like 4 or 5 things in terms of the expectations of this class, or something that you'd like me to talk about. There in the chat, somebody wanted me to maybe talk about a good way to build a dividend growth portfolio. I'm not sure if I can. So I may not be able to do everything you want me to do. Again, depends on time, but I'd sure like to know. So if there's something specific that you want me to teach you, if I can, please let me know.
Well, for me personally, I mean, you already said that you were going to teach us about, purchasing a home. And that's something that I'm interested in. I've been saving for that. And I just kind of have no idea where to start.
Yeah, we're going to cover it. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. You're in the right place.
Good.
What else? We good? You ready for me to start teaching something?
Yes.
Okay. Pardon me. Let me go back into Canvas, and I'll share screens in just a moment. Okay, so let me share screen. Hold on, did I lose you? What happened? Where's my? There you are. Let me share screen. And there we go. Are you seeing the module section of the Canvas course?
Yes, I can see it.
Cool. So underneath chapter 1, there's something called a personal balance sheet. It's an Excel file. So I'm going to see if I can open that. And I may need to stop the sharing and start the sharing depending on your ability to view this. Can you see this thing? It says on top in pink, I guess, enter name, underneath it, personal balance sheet, underneath it, enter date.
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. So let me talk to you about a balance sheet. Let's see. Okay, so one of the things that I said I'm going to teach you how to do incontrovertibly is how to become a millionaire, right? So that's the goal. So in order to arrive at that goal, if we know we want to become a millionaire, well, we got to have a plan, fair? And we have to know where we're starting from. We have to know how to measure where we're at any point in time as we're progressing towards this goal of becoming wealthy. So a balance sheet is a picture, a still picture, not a video, a still picture of your financial position, your wealth, at a specific moment in time. And can we all agree that our wealth, if we really look at it closely, changes from day to day, right? When you get your paycheck, your wealth went up, right? When you spend some money on Starbucks, your wealth went down. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay, so your wealth changes from day to day. I mean, may not be by much, but it changes. So the balance sheet shows your financial position as of a specific day, and typically end of day. So you don't need to tell me where's the balance sheet as of the morning or in the afternoon. I mean, you could specify a time, I guess, on it, but specifically is by the end of the day, where are we at? So, so balance sheet, because it depicts your financial position. The top part here is got to have your name on it. Whose balance sheet is it? Identify it. Fair enough. So your name goes there. And what are you showing? Well, it's your personal balance sheet. As of what date? You enter the date. Fair enough. Do you see those top 3 lines on this document? Okay, cool. So a balance sheet includes 3 major items. It includes something called assets, something called liabilities, and let me scroll down, something called your net worth. Okay, so assets, liabilities, and net worth. Let me, if you don't mind, try to explain each of those. So an asset is something that is either cash or can be turned into cash. Fair? It is something that you own and you have control over. It's in your name. So something that you own, and it can be measured in dollars, yes? And it either is cash, or you can certainly turn it into cash by selling it. Fair? Or if it's something somebody owes you, by collecting it. And an asset is something that you can use to make money. Fair? So it is something not only that can be turned into money by selling it, but it be something that can be used to generate money. So there's all kinds of little definitions I just gave you, right? So the accounting definition of an asset is something with a future economic benefit. The economic benefit being, again, I apologize for repeating myself, it can be turned into cash, or it can be used to generate cash or additional assets. Fair? Any questions on what an asset is in general?
I think I'm good. Would it be like owning a house and renting it out to someone?
Sure. So owning a house, let's give a house that you would own. Again, you own it. That's a critical part of an asset. It's in your name. It's not in somebody else's name. You have control over it. You can, you paid cash for it. So there's a value to it, and you can sell it. There's a value to it, meaning it's easy to establish how much you paid for it. Fair. And if you want to, you can, I guess, look at Zillow or other places, get it appraised, figure out what you could sell it for, maybe, or at least get an estimate. But bottom line, you could sell it and turn it into cash. So it meets, and if you can rent it, then it can be used to generate additional cash, right? So it meets all the criteria, all of them, of what could be an asset. So absolutely, a house could certainly is an asset, no question. So over here on this form is a list of possible assets. So let's just review that. So the very top side, it says cash and cash equivalent. So money that you have in your pocket, in your purse, in your, underneath your mattress, money that you have in a bank, checking account, credit union, money that you have in a checking account or a savings account or a money market account, your brokerage account, or a certificate of deposit, which is, you put money with the bank and you agree not to touch it for a period of time, and they give you a higher interest rate because you agreed to basically lend that money to the bank for a fixed period of time, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, whatever. So that's a CD or certificate of deposit. So those are cash. Any questions on any of these items that my mouse is hovering over in terms of what they are?
I think I understand them.
Okay. By the way, when I'm sharing the screen, TMI, I can obviously see what I'm sharing, but I can't see all of you guys. Fair? So you need to speak up again. Do you mind, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the second side of this, and again, this personal balance sheet is on Canvas. Fair? So, oh, sorry, Julia, I thought you were taking pictures of the screen. My bad. So brokerage accounts. That's where you can, if you're buying stocks, mutual funds, bonds, or any other kind of investments, they would show up there. So those are assets, right? You can sell stocks at a moment's notice and turn it into cash. Retirement accounts are, again, funds that you put aside, but there are penalties if you take them out too early, sometimes or many times, not always. But again, those are categorized separately. And then here we go is property, which was one of the suggestions of an asset. And so your primary residence or house or secondary residence, right, on the beach, your rental property, investment property, a car that you own, that's an asset, recreational vehicle and RV. If you lent money to somebody and they owe you that money, that loan or that receivable from that person is an asset, right? Because they've promised to pay you. Now, they may not, but they promised to pay you. If you own jewelry or furnishings, those are assets. Antiques, collectibles, your stamp collection, your coin collection, comic book collection, whatever you can turn into cash. So, obviously I would put on a balance sheet, assets that are relatively significant, right? I wouldn't necessarily say I have, a nickel's worth of staples. I mean, right? I mean, that I wouldn't go to that kind of detail. I mean, you could, but it's a waste of time to me. We're just looking at major things. So if you have a computer, certainly that would be on here. Agreed? Property that you own. How do you guys feel about being able to identify the assets that you own and putting a value on them?
Would you normally do something over like $100, we'd say?
Sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sure, that sounds good.
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay, cool. So that's an asset. So again, an asset is something that you own, have control of, that is cash or can be turned into cash. On an optimal basis, is something that can even generate more cash for you. So that's on the left side, for lack of a better term. If there are two columns, right? One column here is assets, that's the left column. On the right column, liabilities. Liabilities are people's or other people's, other than you, claims on these assets. Liabilities are money that you need to pay out because you have an obligation to pay it out and you've already received the bill. So what you owe on a credit card, or instead of lending to people, let's say you borrow it from people and you agreed to pay them. The amount that you agreed to pay them is a debt or a liability. What you owe on a mortgage on your primary residence or on the car loan or student loans, or if you borrowed something, that's your retirement plan. Here, it even mentions, listen, if you've made a commitment to pay somebody else, you don't owe them, but you promised them that you would, you can even list that as a liability. So liabilities are other people's claims on these assets. In other words, you have to use the cash that you have or turn something into cash in order to pay the cash out to satisfy or take care of these liabilities. So if assets are future economic benefits, liabilities are future economic detriments, right? You got to pay it. They reduce what you have by paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
I understand it.
Okay. Anybody want to ask me questions about assets or liabilities? All right. So the balance sheet has one more item in it, and that's net worth. The net worth, another word for net worth is equity. Your net worth or equity is your residual claim on these assets. In other words, these third-party claims, what you owe other people, they got to be satisfied first. If you file for bankruptcy, say, these people, these businesses, whoever you owe money to, you got to be satisfied. Those got to be satisfied unless there's some debt forgiveness or whatever. And then if there's anything left on your assets after you've turned those into cash and paid off what you owe, if there's anything left, that belongs to you. So your net worth is what's left after the liabilities are paid off. And another term for net worth is the residual worth, right? What is yours, your claim? So the way to calculate net worth is assets, let me scroll up, minus liabilities, assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. If I move the minus from the left side equation to the right, I can say assets equal liabilities plus net worth. So the dollar amount, what's in the left column, the assets, equals the dollar amounts of what's in the right column, which is your liabilities plus your net worth. So the dollar amounts on the left, total dollars, equal the total dollars on the right. So that's why this is called a balance sheet. It balances, just like the scale, old-fashioned scale, has a left side and a right side. If your balance sheet total dollars on the left do not equal the balance sheet dollars on the right, you've made a mistake. They have to equal by definition because it's a balance sheet. It has to balance. Okay, now let me look at you guys. Questions? Thanks, Orion, for the thumbs up.
Yeah, can you explain that one more time? So
sure.
My liability and my net worth equals my assets?
Yeah, so on the left side of that sheet that is on Canvas, right?
Right.
There's assets, which you're gonna itemize and then add up, right? So let's say, I'm making this up, you got $10,000 worth of assets, right?
Okay.
And let's say, I'm making this up, you owe people $8,000.
Okay.
Fair? Then your net worth is 2,000. 10,000 minus 8 equals 2, or 10,000 equals 8 plus 2.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I understood it. Thank you.
Oh, no. I thank you for asking the question. By the way, I guarantee you, so Nelly, you were kind enough to ask the question. I guarantee you 80% of the class had the same question. Again, I talk fast. I kind of make some assumptions. You guys need to keep me honest. Help me help you. All right. Any other questions? Are you okay with what an asset is and what a liability is and the residual, what your net worth is? We're good. See, I see some thumbs up. Thank you. So let me ask you a question. If you had $1 million, okay, $1 million in your checking account at a bank, would you be a millionaire?
I want to say yes, but I don't know if it's a trick question.
It is a trick question. It is absolutely a trick question. Well, it depends on how you define millionaire, but let's put it this way. Let me make the question a better question. Pardon me. If you have $1 million in your checking account in your bank, would you be rich? Let me change that. If you have $10 million in your checking account in your bank, would you be rich?
What are your liabilities?
Bingo. Thanks, Orion. If you had $10 million in cash, sweet, but you owed 500 million, you'd be sweating. Agreed? You'd have sleepless nights.
Are you basically saying because you got bills?
Jaden, say that again. Am I basically saying what?
Basically saying that you have bills.
Bills, yes, bills, that you owe people money.
Yeah.
Yes, Jaden. So having bills is a liability, right? Owing people, having to pay people or banks or whatever. Do you see my point? So you can have assets of 10 million, but if your liabilities are 500 million, your net worth is negative 490 million. You know what a negative net worth is? It means you're technically speaking, financially speaking, you're bankrupt. I mean, not legally. I'm not saying you filed for bankruptcy, but one of the definitions of bankruptcy is a negative net worth. So the way to measure wealth and see if you become a millionaire is by measuring your net worth. Are you with me? Assets minus liabilities equals your net worth or your equity. If that is $1 million, you are a millionaire. Does that sound kind of reasonable? Yeah. All right. So what we need to do, again, we want to become millionaires. So we want our net worth to become $1 million or more. And we need to find out where we are right now. Right? So I need you guys to fill out your personal balance sheet by next Wednesday. Now, here's the deal. I'm a banker. So I deal with financial statements, confidential information as part of my job, but I really don't want you to hand in your balance sheet to me. Are you with me? I need you to prepare it. And next week in class, in person, I'm gonna go up and down the rows, right? And look at your balance sheet and answer questions you may have about it. So I'm gonna see it, but I'm not gonna keep it. Is that okay? Now, here's another deal. I'm definitely not going to audit it. Hey, prove to me you have this. That ain't gonna happen, right? So if you just wanna put in some stupid numbers that are not yours, that's on you. Are you with me? But you're not doing what, I mean, so what? So you filled out some numbers. How is that gonna help you? Are you with me? For this course to help you, you gotta do your stuff. So you need to fill out your personal balance sheet. And this is an exercise we're going to do at the beginning of every month. We're going to do it now in February, right? March, April, and May. Because your wealth will change month to month. It may get worse, it may get better. Well, that remains to be seen. But we need to track it. So any questions on homework assignment number 1? Okay, thanks for the thumbs ups.
Can you say that one more time?
Jaden, homework assignment number 1 is you fill out your personal balance sheet. That form that is loaded up in Canvas, fill it out. as far as what's true for you, bring it to class so I can look at it. You don't need to hand it in, but I'm gonna walk up and down the aisle and answer any questions you may have. Hey, you know, I didn't know if this was a liability or not, or is this an asset or not, because you're applying this to yourself. And I'm gonna try and answer your questions. Jaden, does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, so that's assignment number 1.
I have one question.
Sure. Go
So
for it,
would I put like I rent out my apartment here and I'm on a 1-year lease. Would that be part of my liabilities? Like the rest of the money
good
that
question. Good. I love that question. Yes, that's a great question.
Wouldn't that be no, because you're not technically obligated to pay that? I mean, I guess you are because you are on a lease, but I've heard of people like actually breaking their leases too, so.
Well, okay, again, that's a good comment. I mean, there are people that don't pay their credit card debts. Are you with me?
Yeah.
But that is your obligation.
That is true.
Fair. And so you can, there are 2 ways you can do this. Because, well, it's a lease, so you need to put it in as a debt, as a liability. Fair. But what I would do is I would just show, me personally, you can show, if you have a whole year, you can show a year's worth of what you owe. You could do that. But if you just want to show a month's, I wouldn't necessarily argue with you. Technically speaking, if you have a car lease, right, you need to show all the payments that you owe over the next 5 years or 3 years, whatever the term of the lease is. So if you lease in the apartment, is technically speaking, you'd put 12 months in there, or, you know, however long your lease lasts for. But practically speaking, for the purposes of our personal balance sheet, I'd be okay if you only showed a month, because you're paying them a month at a time. So I'm sorry to answer it 2 ways.
It's okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. And Shabria, great comment. Yeah, we're showing legal obligations on our liabilities. If we file for bankruptcy, some of them get dismissed and we don't actually end up paying them. But that's a different decision versus depicting what you actually owe. Okay, great, good. Any other questions?
Yeah, so I have a question about an asset. So I just bought a brand new car, but it's not like I paid it in cash, but I know it depreciates value as soon as you drive it off the lot. So how would you like figure out how much it depreciated in value? Because it's not worth what I paid for it now that I drove it.
Samantha, great question. So I'm going to answer it 2 ways. So traditionally speaking, you put assets at what you paid for them, the cost. The reason you put them at the cost is because that's objective. Nobody can argue with you. Fact, that's what you paid for. Okay. But as you're trying to figure out what your real wealth is on a market value point of view, then one of the things you can do is you can go to, I believe it's Blue Book. Google that, Blue Book, I think bluebook.com even. Put in the make, model, whatever of your car, kind of a little bit as far as its condition, how many miles it has, and it'll give you 3 values. So one value is if you decide to sell it by yourself, right? Kind of put an ad in the paper or whatever, right? Online. Another one is if you sell it to a dealership. Another one is if you buy it from a dealership. What is it worth? Right? So, and then you decide. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just didn't know like if I should like lessen the amount because it's depreciated in value.
Yeah, I mean, so up to you. You can show it at cost because, hey, that just shows what you paid for it. It is what it is, right? Or you can go to Kelly Blue Book, right? Bluebook.com, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And say, hey, that'll tell you what this car is worth and put that value in. That'll show you the so-called depreciated value of your car.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, sure.
Because I know like since I'm not making payments, it's an asset, correct?
Okay, so the car, okay, great question. So the car that you purchased is an asset, no question. If you had a loan against the car, I know you paid cash for it, but let's say you financed it. Are you with me? The loan on the car would be a liability, whatever you owed, and the value of the car would be your asset. In this case, because you don't owe anybody anything, it's yours, the only thing you show is the asset. There's no debt against it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Great question. Any other questions on balance sheet? So you're going to bring it to class, right? Hard copy, or bring your tablet or something where you can show it to me. I can look at it and you can ask me questions. If you have any questions, I can give you feedback if I have any feedback.
I'm so sorry. I have another question. It's about a
Sure.
credit card. So are you like, would it be a liability, your credit limit, or how much of your credit limit you've spent?
I love your questions. Don't ever stop asking. I love your questions.
Oh,
Don't
I feel like I'm
apologize.
asking so many.
No, I love it. I love it. So the liability shows not what you could owe, but what you actually owe. So it'll show your balance, not your credit limit. Your balance as of whatever date the balance sheet is as of.
Okay.
Yeah. Any
Will
other
we
questions?
learn about credit in this class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, we're going to go over credit scores, what makes them, why you have the credit score you have, how, what factors influence it. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I currently don't have a credit score and I don't even have a credit card,
Okay.
but
No
I
problem.
just know like people are always like, oh, credit's so important. But then at the same time, I've heard, no, you actually don't need credit. If you make good money, you can show like when you buy a house, like you show how much you make. And I don't know, I just heard so much
I know there are contradictory things out there,
Yeah.
right? So, so my opinion, again, speaking confidently, right? Put your radar up, right? But my opinion is a good credit score will help you a lot.
Okay.
And so it's important to build it up.
Okay.
My opinion, okay? And others obviously will disagree with me.
So I'm taking this course to form my opinion.
There we go. There we go. And I'll tell you why I think that when we come to the credit score side of life, okay?
Okay.
When we come to that lecture. Sure, sure. Great question. Well, let me talk a little bit about credit score. We have a little bit of time. I got an hour and I want to do the budget. So quick. So many people use the credit score, the FICO score, to determine whether to lend you money, whether to let you rent an apartment, whether in some cases to give you a job. So because and I'm not saying they're right in doing this, but the logic behind it is the credit score arguably shows that you've handled your obligations, your debt obligations responsibly. You have paid them as agreed. You've not missed a payment or were late on a payment. Are you with me? It's kind of pretty, again, pardon me, it's kind of anal, right? I mean, yeah, you have to pay by the due date. You have to pay at least the minimum amount. Are you with me? So, and if you miss it, well, I only missed it by 10 days. Rah, ding. Okay. So arguably it shows that you've handled your credit as you agreed to and responsibly. So it's used for making decisions. The other thing credit scores can show is if you're over your head, meaning you borrowed too much. Now you're a risk, right? I mean, you owe all this money. How are you gonna, how am I gonna lend you more? You owe too much already. Are you with me? So even though your credit score is good, it can be used against you if you owe too much. So, but if you use your credit responsibly, we'll talk about that. What that means in terms of how much you should owe, and have a good credit score. It helps a lot. So my brother, oldest brother, I got two brothers. I'm the youngest. My oldest brother. So the credit score goes. The scale is the lowest is 350. I've never seen somebody with 350, and the highest is 850. Right? I'm not 850. I think I'm 811. So my brother was 850. Is the only person I know of who I don't know how he did it, right? Who hit 850. He got 100%, right? So I actually know somebody who has an 850. He's my brother. It's pretty cool. Sorry, TMI. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna talk about credit score.
I just have a quick question about credit.
Yeah.
So is it better to pay the minimum or the whole card off?
Whole card off.
At one time? Like
Whole
at the end
card
of the
off.
month?
Yeah, the whole card off, yeah, by the end of the month, whenever it's due. But then it also depends on your financial situation and what paying that whole card off will do to whatever cash is left and your ability to pay your other bills, right? So, and we'll talk about that with credit card management. Fair, Samantha?
Yeah, I've just heard people say different things. Like they're like,
Yeah.
just pay your
No, I
minimum.
know,
And then like
Yeah,
some people will be like,
conflicting
pay the
stuff.
whole thing.
No, you'll get
Yeah.
the truth here. You'll get my truth. You'll get the truth.
Okay, thank
You'll
you.
get my truth in this class. I don't speak from Sinai, but I speak confidently. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we talk about credit cards, Samantha. Great question. Okay, finish your balance sheet, right? You know what your assignment is. We're going to now do the second important thing. Okay, so the balance sheet would tell you what your starting point is. We already know what the goal is to become a millionaire. Now, the next step is we got to figure out what's happening to our money. Where's it going? What are we doing with it? We have to track it, right? In order to get to a goal, you got to measure it, right? If you want to lose weight, you got to have a scale. Agreed? You got to have some way of measuring it, some way of tracking. And if you want to lose weight, maybe it's calorie counting or whatever. Anyway, you can't see my profile, but I am obese. I do need to lose weight. So maybe over this semester, again, every New Year's resolution, you can see me reduce in size. We'll see. That's a different issue. So we're talking about money here. This is a class about money. So we need to track where our money goes. So what I want to do again is let me go to and share screen with you. And I'm back on the balance sheet. So let me go home. Well, that sounded weird. I am home. That's where I'm teaching from, but at the home screen of our Finance 30 course. And okay, so the personal balance sheet, you saw that, right, under chapter 1. Below it is something called the college budget. See it? So I'm going to double click that.
Yeah, I can see it.
And there's another form below that. But let me just at least go over the simple one. So, so a budget tracks how much money is coming in and how much money is going out over a period of time. So a budget is like a video. Your balance sheet is a snapshot. What are things like at one moment in time? But a budget focuses over activity over a period of time. It doesn't look at a state at a particular moment in time. It looks at activity. Now, the activity will impact your state. But what is that activity? So part of that activity is how much money is coming in. And a budget is basically an estimate. How much money do you think is going to come in? And I need us each to do a budget for the month of February, this month. So for this month, think about how much money, estimate, is going to come in. Is going to come in because you're working and you got a job. So this is your net paycheck, right? How much money is going to come in. Put into your bank account, money that you can spend. Or this is grants or gifts that somebody has promised you that you're going to get in the month of February. Fair? Or other income. Other income could be money you're making from your investments, for sure. Rental income. I mean, so that wherever the source of money coming in. Now, by the way, borrowing money is not income. Are we okay with that? I know it puts cash in your checking account, but borrowing money, let me go back. Umming and ahhing. I don't want to show the balance sheet again, but can you visualize the balance sheet? The balance sheet had assets on the left, liabilities, and then below it, equity on the right. Agreed? All right. If you borrowed money, your liabilities go up. Agreed?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. When you borrow money, your liabilities, your debts go up. What do you do with the money you borrowed? You put it in your checking account. So, at least initially. So then your assets went up as well. Your liabilities went up because you borrowed money. What did you do with the money? You put it in your checking account. So your assets went up. Your liabilities went up. Your assets went up. What happened to your net worth? Didn't change. Remember, assets minus liabilities equals net worth. If the assets went up and your liabilities went up, your wealth didn't change. Make sense?
And let's say the loan has like a, what's it called, interest on it. Would we put in like our projected amount that we'd have to owe by the time we pay it back?
The interest would only show up when they give you a bill for the interest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fair? Because you may pay off the loan early. Agreed?
So for your liabilities, you only put down what you took out, correct? For at least just for the moment. Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. You only put in what you took. Agreed. Now, once you get a bill for the interest, you can add that to your liability. Okay, hey, you owe $100 in interest. Fair enough. You didn't owe it before, but now you got a bill, now you owe it. You can add that until you pay it off. Fair? So what we're tracking for here in the budget is what will impact your net worth. So borrowing money does not impact your net worth. But because the liabilities go up, your assets go up. But if you now use the money that used to be in your checking account and that you borrowed, and you go to Vegas and blow it, or take a beautiful vacation somewhere, are you with me? Or give it to a charity, then that activity reduces your assets, doesn't change your liability because you didn't pay your debt back. Your assets went down because you spent it on, and you got something that's not an asset, but you spend it on Starbucks, on Vegas, or vacation, or a gift to somebody. So your assets went down, your liability stayed the same. So the only way that equation works is assets are lower, liabilities aren't changed. So your net worth has to go down. Agreed? Your equity goes down. So what lowers your equity is spending money, not paying back debt. If you pay the debt back, assets go down, liabilities go down, equity doesn't change. Fair? So what I'm tracking here under the cash inflow side is stuff that'll impact your equity, which means money you get from working, money that you get as a grant, as a gift, or that your assets are generating. Interest income, rent income, dividend income, whatever. Are we good with money coming in? This is the yellow part of the screen share.
Yes, sir.
And again, you're predicting, you're estimating what will come in for the month of February, not March, not April, just for the month of February, this month. Similarly, you want to estimate what your outflow is going to be. So your outflow, again, expenses are monies that you're shelling out that don't generate assets. In other words, if you use your cash, as one of our fellow students did, to buy a car, the cash went down and the car asset went up. So the total assets didn't change. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're not talking about buying assets. This is not you spending money on a computer. These are bills that you get. What are you paying on rent? What are you paying on utilities? PG&E, cell phone bill, groceries. Auto expenses would be, gas. Fair enough. Student loans that you got to pay, other loans that you got to pay, credit cards, insurance. That kind of contradicts what I said before, but so this impacts. Okay, let me revise what I said. Yes, we're looking to track money that's flowing out that's not generating assets. Totally. But we also want to track other outflows. These may not impact net worth, but you still want to track them. So if you're paying back loans, that's the use of your cash. We want to track them. Now, they don't show up on an income statement, but it does show up on a budget. Hopefully, it didn't confuse you too much. Money spent on laundry, insurance, haircuts, entertainment. And then here, they separate out for some reason because this is the student budget, your student-related fees, tuition, lab fees, textbooks, like my course. And then, so what you got your total monthly income, and then you got your total monthly expenses, and then they separate out of semester expenses, and then you got a difference. And that's either you make more than you spent, or you spend more than you make. Fair?
Yes, sir. I had a question about transportation.
Yes.
When it says transportation, does that mean like riding the bus or like a train?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So
now, of
it's
course,
different from-
hold on. Here in Fresno, transportation, a bus is free. You don't have to pay for it anymore. Right?
Oh.
It's whatever you got that requires you to, pay.
Oh, like an Uber or something.
Yeah, Uber would
taxi.
count.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure. Uber would definitely count. You got to pay
And
for
gas, right? Like if we're putting gas into our own car.
gas, absolutely.
Perfect.
Oil changes, tire changes, whatever. Car wash. Fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that was the college budget, which was just below the personal balance sheet. I'm now going to go to the budget sample, just another way. Again, there's no right way to do the budget, but here is another format. In this case, this is a budget. Again, a budget tracks inflows and outflows over a period of time. I want you to do a budget for the month of February. This one has more categories. So, like, again, this is what you think you're going to spend in February. So this is charity. Let's say you want to give money to your church or donate money or give gifts or presents to relatives. Remember, Christmas is 11 months from now. That was bad humor, sorry. In this case, this budget captures, and we'll go into that in a moment, if you want to put money away in a savings account. So now you're generating an asset, okay? So it absolutely covers money that doesn't generate asset, but it also covers other outflows. So debt repayments, asset purchases are included in this budget. School, tuition, books, supplies, lab fees, computer, software, housing, rent or mortgage payments, repair and maintenance if you own the house, utilities, electricity, water, trash, telephone bill, internet bill, cable bill. And then over here to the right, how much you spend on food, groceries, other kind of household purchases, restaurants, Starbucks coffee, clothing, what you spend on clothing. Again, plan to spend in the month of February. Medical related expenses. Here's transportation, car payments, gas and oils, repair, tires, auto insurance. That's car related, right? And then other personal stuff. If you have life insurance, or paying for that, childcare, babysitter, entertainment, credit card or student loan payments, right? So this captures things that impact your net worth and things that don't impact your net worth. This captures all inflows and outflows. Fair? Well, this top section talks about outflows. And then here, the bottom section, it talks about income sources. So paychecks, if you got multiple paychecks coming in this month, you got a newspaper route or, a lemonade stand or lawn care service or pet sitting service or house sitting service, tax refunds you may be getting, investment income, alimony, child support coming into you that's not going out, unemployment benefits, gifts that you expect to receive, maybe it's your birthday, they give you cash, whatever. Income sources are listed here, expense sources are listed here. This is an Excel, so if you fill this out in Excel, for each category, it'll fill out the subtotal, and over here, it'll total up all the cash outflows. Here, all the inflows are totaled, and here's the net. Again, you're either bringing more than you're spending, or you're spending more than you make. Boy, did I speak fast. Sorry about that. Okay, I got the screen back up. How do you guys feel? You doing okay?
I'm doing good. I understand what my assignments are and what they consist of, so I'm chilling.
Cool. Good. I'm getting several thumbs ups. Any questions I can answer for anybody?
Sir, quick question.
Sure.
So the budget sample, which we're supposed to do, so are we supposed to put in numbers by ourselves, like any kind of numbers, or are there any specific data which we're supposed to put in?
Well, I mean, it's your budget. So nobody knows better than you what you have to spend money on, or what you're choosing to spend money on, or what you're planning to spend money on. Fair? So this is the only source of data is you.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So look at those categories and just think about it. I wonder how much I'm going to spend on groceries, right? And put something in there. Again, these are guesses. Fair? Now, this is what you're going to spend for the month of February. At the end of February, March, we're going to do a March budget. Yes. I'm going to do a March balance sheet. We're going to update all this. Now, what I need you to do for the month of February is to track, once you put the budget together, is to track where your money is really going. The budget says you're putting down where you think your money is going to go. Agreed, it's an estimate. But I need us as a class, each one of you, to start today tracking anytime you spend money. Are you with me? Put a little notepad in there. Oh, I just, spent $5 at Starbucks or whatever the deal is. All right. I mean, it's a pain in the neck. Okay. It's a pain in the neck, but I need you to do that. That's time consuming. And if you don't want to do it on the fly, do it before you go to sleep. Okay. Where did I spend money today? And write it down. Okay. By the end of the month, what you're going to do is this money that you're tracking. Now, you know, because you wrote it down where your money went. Compare that to your budget. Well, I thought I was only going to spend $200 in groceries. I spent $350 in groceries this month. I'll be darned. Okay, so what does that mean for March? You adjust based on your experience now, or you can adjust your behavior. Says, well, I kind of lost control there. I'm not going to do that again. And then we're going to talk about how to control. Are you with me? Some tools. But for now, I need you to plan, put the budget together. That's due next week. And today, every day, write down where your money went. And we're going to use our behavior to modify our budget, or use the budget to modify our behavior, because we now have a plan, right? Our plan is to minimize the reduction in our net worth, maximize the increase in our net worth. Fair?
Yes, sir.
So again, this course, what I just gave you was my 20%. 80% is you doing it. If you don't do it, you're wasting your time in this course, quite frankly. But if you're serious about becoming a millionaire, there's some of this, pain in the butt, detailed, time consuming, boring stuff. But trust, anytime somebody says, trust me, again, the hackles in the back of your neck got to go up. But what I'm telling you is this will benefit you. Give it time. Give it time. Let me tell you a story. So last semester, this class was face-to-face. So on the last day of class, before finals, first time I'd ever done that is I asked the classes, hey, and again, this is face-to-face, so I can see, right? See everybody. And I'm saying, just answer honestly. Of course, you got to be honest. This is not going to impact your grades. I'm just curious. These things that I've taught you about a monthly balance sheet, monthly budget. And again, this was just an introduction, agreed? And we still got to work it and learn more about it. But by the end of the semester, they'd done it several times, right? They understood the process. They got it. And I said, this monthly discipline of putting that I'm asking you to do, put together a balance sheet, put together the budget, track your expenses, monitor your progress. I'm just curious, how many of you, now that class is over, right? Done. How many of you are going to continue this behavior after this class is done, right? Going forward. Okay, and this brought tears to my eyes. I'm sorry, but everybody raised their hand. Every single person. Well, that's life-changing behavior. Are you with me? They didn't have to say yes. I wasn't keeping track. Oh, you're saying no. You gotta lower your grade. Blah. I loved it. Exactly, Nelly. It made me cry. I couldn't, I kind of get a little emotional. But it was like, oh, thank you, Lord. That's the best gift that class could have given me. So this is what this class is about. Teach you how to have the kind of behavior that will make your life better and ultimately make you wealthy and help you make Contributions, you're going to make contributions anyway, but financial contributions, build wealth to your children, leave a legacy, set an example, help people financially. Are you with me? This will empower you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This will empower you. So if you want that power, you got to put in the work. We good?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, you know what your homework is? Balance sheet by next week. Balance sheet as of today, February 1, February 2nd. A budget for the month of February. Those are going to look at when you come to class, and then start tracking today where your money's going every day for the rest of the month. Okay. Hey, I'm so glad you're in class. I am so glad you're in class. I look forward to interacting with you. Again, this is recorded, yay, but the next class is not going to be recorded. It's face-to-face. So I'm not exactly sure how to do that. So I hope to see you. And class dismissed. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
For the semester.
Awesome.
Thank you. Have
I do have a quick question before I leave.
Sure. Wait a minute. Who is this? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nelly.
Okay,
Tia,
so
I'll be right with you.
so for
Go ahead, Nelly.
Okay, let me think how I'm gonna word this. I have like a check that comes in every month I have a check that comes in every month for my bills, for my rent that my parents provide me. And I also get assistance for groceries. So, but that's not part of my income, that's specifically only for groceries. So would I, the money I spend for groceries doesn't come out of the check that my parents give me. So do I need to count that as my spending?
What I would do, it's up to you. It's your budget. Fair?
Okay.
So totally up to you. But once you get a job, get out of college, whatever, you're not going to get that assistance anymore.
No, it's just because
okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is an interim thing. So what I would do is track how much you're spending on groceries.
Okay.
Track it. Put it in the budget, your estimate, because that's kind of an important part of everybody's overall monthly expenses, right? So track it, and then also on the income side, show how much you're getting reimbursed or getting assistance with respect to these groceries, right? So you have both the income and the expense has no impact on your net because these two offset each other.
Right.
Are you with me? But at least you're in the habit of tracking it.
Right. Because
and making decisions about it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Because in the future, it will be coming out of my own.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So, you'll be surprised how much, or maybe not. I was surprised when I started doing this a long time ago, is really, I spent this much money on Starbucks? I mean, it didn't seem that much, but when I added a whole month's worth, I said, holy schmoly, that's a car payment. Right? It affected my behavior. Whoop. Ended that real quick.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this course. I feel like it's just gonna be very eye-opening and very insightful and just gonna create good habits.
Awesome. Awesome. Yay.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Thanks for all your questions. Keep it up. Tia.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Ooh, barely. You're really low. So let's try this.
Okay, how about that?
Very low, but I heard, how about that? So go for it.
Okay. I had the same question as someone in the chat. It was just, will you be uploading the lecture on Canvas?
This particular lecture, I will upload on Canvas. Yes. But subsequent lectures are not going to be recorded because they're in line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will upload this. I mean, assuming I'm able to technically. Yes, ma'am, I will do that. That's the plan.
And also it's Taya.
Oh, Taya, thank you. Thanks for correcting me. Appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Taya. Any other questions?
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure, Samantha.
So this isn't money I like see, but I have a trust fund and like the amount fluctuates every month because like my grandmother adds money into it.
Sure.
So, but it's money in my name, but like I don't
Yes.
touch it. So would it still be considered an asset or like how would that work? Because like it's not money I technically have. I have access to it, but like I don't have access to it, if that makes sense. Like it's money in my name.
No, so absolutely. If it's money in your name, but let's say you're not allowed to touch it until you become 21 or whatever the restrictions are, or your grandmother has to co-sign any withdrawals or whatever the deal is. If it's money in your name, you need to list it as an asset. Absolutely, Samantha.
Okay, and then also I just want to talk to you about one thing. So I have like a disability like with the student services or whatever. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure like you got that email because I was added into your class like kind of late, so I
Okay.
didn't know if you had gotten it. Just because it has like my accommodations and everything.
Quite honestly, Samantha, I did get a email from student
Okay.
services, but I don't remember what student it was.
Okay.
But no worries, right?
No,
I'll
it's all
give
good.
you
I
plenty
just
of
want to
extra
make sure
time.
like
I'll
just
give
want to
you.
make sure like you're informed because I don't want me to just not show up to one of your classes and be like, oh, where's Samantha? You know.
Oh, are you not going to join me in the classroom?
No, I will, but I have flexible attendance because I have Crohn's disease, so sometimes I get hospitalized. So like if I'm not there, that's probably
So I will not, from a grade point of view,
okay.
penalize you for not being in class. Are you with me?
Okay, yeah. And then I have like
I'm just letting you know it is what it is, right?
yeah.
But this stuff that I'm teaching, like that I taught in first class, that's not in the textbook,
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely
right? So,
understand
and
that.
it's not going to get recorded every class. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you're not in class, you're going to miss out on what I think is important stuff.
Yeah.
So what you need to do, Samantha, pardon me,
No,
is
you're all good.
is
I appreciate the
befriend
help.
somebody in class, somebody, and befriend somebody that takes notes. Are you with me?
Yeah,
So
not the
if
kids
you
that
miss
sleep
a
in the
class,
back.
you can catch up, because I'm not going to be able to, you're not going to send me an email and say, hey, professor, I missed class. Till you tell me what you spoke about. I mean, can
Because
you
there's a lot
imagine
that you
me
talk about.
writing down what we spoke about this class?
Mhm.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I
have the
definitely get
time.
it.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I
Samantha.
understand.
Yeah, Samantha, if you need help, I got you for notes because I know me and you take the same communications class.
Awesome.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
You're in
Hallelujah.
Com 3 with
Yeah,
Claire? That's
yeah.
my homie. I love her. She's so nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, but perfect. I really
Yes.
appreciate that. I'll have to get like your information when we start class next week.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, I just like want to make sure you had all my stuff because I know I got added to the class late and I was like,
Yeah, no worries.
"Oh,
No worries. Again, I haven't paid attention to names.
no, you're all good."
Samantha, I apologize, but in general, no worries. You know, just protect yourself.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Okay.
am a very much like I like to be in class because I hate learning online. But so I will try to be there as much as
Okay.
possible. But I really think I'm gonna enjoy your class. Today was
I
actually a
hope
really
so.
fun lecture. This is the only lecture I've actually like kind of enjoyed. So
Thank you. That's a great
you're welcome.
compliment.
I just feel like I'm gonna learn a lot.
Well, that's my goal. My goal is to provide you all with information that you can use.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate it again.
Oh yeah, thanks for asking the question, Samantha. Thank you for
Yeah,
being in
no,
the class.
yeah, no
Appreciate you.
worries. See you
Thank
next
you.
week. Have a good rest of
Awesome.
your night.
Look forward to it. And Jaden, thanks for speaking up. That was great.
Oh yeah,
Oh
no
yeah,
problem.
thanks, Jaden. I appreciate it. If you want to put your Snapchat in like the chat, I'll add you right now.
Yeah, I don't have Snapchat, but
Do you
I
have like Instagram?
have an Instagram. I got you.
Okay, perfect. I was like, something. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
want you to like post your phone number like with a bunch of other people.
I have one question. So at the beginning of the class, I know that you said something about a book that we need to do.
Yes.
You kept breaking up here. So with the book, how do we need to get that?
Okay, so let me do a screen share.
Okay.
The book gets added to our tuition. So like we already have access. If we're in the class later than the drop date, we like have to pay through it through like how we pay for tuition.
Okay.
So here is Canvas, right, Jaden?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
And on the left here is a home button. Yeah, agreed.
Yes, I can see it.
And then below that is something called Wiley Course Resources. So I'm going to click on that. And then here is Wiley Plus e-textbook. I'm going to hit launch. And there we go.
Okay, okay.
Fair. Now, by the way, it's showing chapter 1 because I clicked on here, chapter 1. Are you with me? You may, when you click on this, only see this, right? So you need to scroll down on the left to get to the places you want to be at.
Okay.
We good?
Yes, and this is just all for like the chapters, like when we do like readings or something like that, basically.
Yeah, there's reading, and there's also some questions at the end of the chapters to help you, apply or understand the material.
Okay, sounds good.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, and you have a good rest of the day.
Thanks, Jaden. You too. Take care. Cody, are you in class or? You may have left. Hi, Arzu. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to end the class and I'll call you. Wait, let me stop the video. No. Stop the recording. Are you sure you want to stop recording? Yeah.